Amish. And then he said, Gleed, this word gleed, it means welcome. We as Native people have been inviting for century upon century upon century to people that come to this land, and we continue to say that today, and we say, Gigbi Hedak, Bakdisiai, Adisha Padatea Loktoraps. But these words simply mean that the Amish, the Native people from here, are welcoming all people onto this land. No more cold days, no more ice. And that it is warm here in Seattle. And so when we talk about land acknowledgement, how do we do that? How do I do that as a Native person who for so many years, just like my ancestors, were undocumented? We didn't need papers to say that we were American or that we lived in this place. We simply existed. And so that's how we are today. And so what I want to say to you, just like my grandfather said 172 years ago when he said, welcome my friends onto this land. That today we recognize the world as a much smaller place. And we have people from all mixes of life and race and genders. And so we say Gigbi Hedak, which means everybody. Everybody is welcome here. It is my honor to stand on the stage before you today and speak in a language that is not foreign to me, but it may be to you, and to express these thoughts of welcome, and so that you will know I don't know if y'all felt it, but as he spoke, I felt like we're so honored to be able to hear those words from him. And he's a very, very humble person, and he convinced everyone to let him through here. I will tell you that I was just in Selma, Alabama with Nick Brown, and that man does the work, and he respects the history, and that is important to me. Nick Brown is the Washington Attorney General and believes that the AG's role is to serve as the people's advocate, and is committed to using the legal tools and the power of the AG's office to uphold and enforce Washington's laws, to protect people's rights, and to stand up for our shared values and keep us safe. He is also a neighbor and one of us. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Brown. No hate. No war. No kings. No hate. No war. No kings. My name is Nick Brown, and I have the honor of being your Attorney General. Which means I have the honor of fighting for your civil rights, for your reproductive care, for your right to be safe, to be who you are, and to love who you love. Me, all of you, we are not standing idly by while we have a president in the White House who wants to divide us and diminish the voice of America. But you today are part of one of the largest organized, unified, and peaceful protests in history.
And sometimes it is hard to know when you're making history. But this to me sure looks like history is being made. And I think that you are here because we know that while fascism festers in our nation's capital, we together can protect each other and heal this wound on our democracy. Because I think Donald Trump is afraid of what we see here today. I think he is afraid to see when Americans stand up against the dangers of fascism. And that is why he attacks our right to vote. That is why he tries to censor free speech. That is why he attacks immigrants. That is why he attacks our LGBTQ community. That is why he attacks public servants and community leaders and judges and scientists and veterans and students and anyone that tries to stand up to them. And that is why he tries to take away food from the hungry, health care from the sick, and education from our children. And that is why he is using ICE to terrorize our communities. But y'all, I do not fear Donald Trump. I do not fear Donald Trump. I do not fear Donald Trump. Do you fear Donald Trump? Do you fear Donald Trump? Hell no. Not today, not tomorrow, and not ever. Donald Trump, ever this administration will throw at us. We will fight the good fight because America has no kings. We will outlast this fascism because America needs no kings. And we will protect our democracy because America wants no kings. And as your Attorney General for the last 15 months, we have sued Donald Trump almost 60 times. And our work shows that fighting fascism is a marathon. It is not a sprint. But we sustain ourselves with energy in our community, with the power in our streets today, and the connections that we are making in our neighborhoods tomorrow. So please do not let this fight end when you go home. Continue our fight for a better America by supporting your community tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. You know, at that end of the historic march from Selma to Montgomery, Martin Luther King stood on the steps of the Alabama Capitol, standing out at a large crowd, and asked the question, how long? How long would it take justice to come? And he answered that question himself, not long. How long? Not long. How long? Not long. Everyone here is a patriot. You all have a voice. You all make Washington State the best place to live in America, and you shine a light today that our whole nation will see. No hate, no war, no kings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless.
Hold on, wait. Is it this one? Hey, hold on, one second. Did y'all hear when he said, are you afraid of Donald Trump? What'd you say?
Hell no.
Wait, you see that? He said, hell nah. A little spice came out. I appreciate that. Are y'all afraid of Donald Trump?
Hell nah.
Are you afraid of Donald Trump?
Hell no.
Are you afraid of Donald Trump?
Hell no.
That's right, baby. Appreciate you. All right, man. Look at it. We got Nick Brown fighting for us. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Next up, we got people who are doing the hard work every single day. And I mentioned some folks that are protesting right now at DHS. These people, I will tell you this. They're going to deliver some words today. The most important thing that they do happened before this, and will happen afterwards. They are out there every day doing the work on the streets across Seattle. Christina and Aretha, hold on, let me read these paragraphs about you. You want to come stand up? Executive Director of Puget Sound Sage and Sage Leaders is committed to expanding community participation and creating lasting social change. With 10 years of experience spanning advocacy, civic engagement, direct service, and resource development, Christina draws strength from cultural pride in her queer mixed Japanese heritage. Asu, Political Director of Puget Sound Sage and Sage Leaders, is the proud daughter of immigrants from West Bengal, India. Aretha's passion for organizing was ignited at 18 in response to the murder of Michael Brown. She has been committed to grassroots organizing, working with powerful coalitions like South Asians for Black Lives, No New Youth Jail, Block the Bunker, and Decriminalize Seattle to challenge the carceral systems of policing and punishment. Again, two friends from Puget Sound Sage. Thank you. You're doing it together, right? Here we go.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Chrissy Shimizu. I'm the Executive Director of Puget Sound Sage and Sage Leaders. My grandparents immigrated from Japan. During World War II, my grandfather was detained by the FBI, separated from his family, and sent to a different concentration camp than his wife and children. For years during the war, neither of them knew if the other was safe, healthy, or alive. In the 1960s, they moved to Seattle and raised their families inside the red lines of Beacon Hill and set up a business in the Central District, which was once part of Seattle's vast Japanese town, before World War II displaced 72 blocks of families, business, Minneapolis, Chicago, Portland, and LA, that it is not the politicians and their promises that keep us safe. It is not the politicians and their promises that keep us safe. It is not the cops that keep us safe, but it is us who keep us safe. It is our neighbors and our everyday actions. It is organized people who are the heartbeat and backbone of community defense. A perfect policy will not save us. Only our organized communities will. Block by block, we must declare our neighborhoods ICE-free zones. We are the eyes and ears of our neighborhoods. We are connected to one another. And when we know our rights, when we are organized and prepared, we don't have to wait for it available online. Find it and adapt it for your community. We know many people here are already part of a neighborhood group, a block committee, or have attended trainings. This moment is calling us to organize deeply and dispersed, to move beyond rapid response. We must organize steadily and relationally. It is not enough to join a signal thread that fizzles out or gets muted. What we need right now is the nuts and bolts of making what we're doing right now durable and long-lasting, rigor around setting up our formations, rigor around political education and learning together, rigor around conflict transformation, and staying in community with one another, investment in language justice, and not speaking on behalf of immigrants without them in the room. There are many ways to fight. Black and brown and indigenous and immigrant families know that the forces of fascism are not new, but our community power, the stories of our joy and resistance are lessons to everyone here that when we fight,
Seattle, my name is Aretha Basu, and I am the Political Director of Puget Sound Sage and Sage Leaders. Right now, our communities are being served up on a platter to the feds. This state has actively betrayed us by sharing our data with the Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border Patrol. It has been grassroots organizing that has been sounding the alarm and demanding that our elected officials do more. Specifically, We must all call on Governor Ferguson to stop the Department of Licensing data share now. While our city may not be in a surge like Minneapolis or Chicago, our neighbors are getting picked up off the street and kidnapped while driving their cars down the highway. These are everyday people living their everyday lives, going to the grocery store, going to pick up their children. And these ICE kidnappings, because they are kidnappings, are being made possible because our state is sharing our data with DHS and ICE through our license plate numbers and our home addresses. Friends, it may feel like the presence of ICE and detention centers is too enormous and too big to challenge. But we must remember that the Department of Homeland Security wasn't created until the early 2000s in the aftermath of 9/11. So if DHS and ICE can be created in our lifetime, they can be abolished in our lifetime. We have lived whole lives before DHS and ICE, and we will live whole lives after it. To my friends here in the crowd, today cannot be the start and stop of where your action ends. Join the existing grassroots organizing that is happening in the federal administration. So when we say block by block, we mean that every neighbor, every worker, every community member has a duty to keep each other safe in both the big ways and the small ways. Let's give them hell, Seattle. Let's go.
Wait. Hold on, come back. That was great. You guys did great. Hold on. So if you all are best friends, if other people want to be your friends too, where can they find you at the Seattle Center?
Probably walking around and being best friends.
We're going to be tabling at the Seattle Center.
Okay, find the sage table at the Seattle Center. We'll see you all there. Thank you. Well done. I have friends everywhere. One of them is our next speaker, Mr. Michael McPherson. Michael served in the Army Reserve and active duty as a field artillery officer in the 24th Mechanized Infantry Division during Operation Desert Shield and Storm. He's devoted now to peace education and peace advocacy. Michael has been working to uplift veterans' experience and voices in the cause of a peaceful world for decades. He's the executive director of Veterans for Peace, and his voice now, in ways that we didn't expect at the beginning of 2026, his voice now means so much to what's going on in the world. Mr. Michael McPherson.
No kings, no emperors, no pharaohs. No kings, no emperors, no pharaohs. No kings, no emperors, no pharaohs. I am an Army veteran of the U.S. Forever Wars. 35 years ago today, I had just returned from the Gulf War. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, where soldiers from the 82nd Airborne are deploying to the Persian Gulf right now. Boo, that's right. As a child during the Vietnam War to now, I've seen the destruction and killing of innocent people, including children, wars caused, both at home and abroad. I'm tired. I'm tired of war. I'm weary of war. We demand accountability and restitution for war crimes in the Caribbean, Gaza, and Iran. Donald Trump and Congress, end these wars now. Yeah, and since I said his name, let me be clear. Donald Trump, you are a domestic enemy to we the people and the Constitution of the United States. That's right. Veterans here in Seattle and across the country, because we swore to defend the Constitution from enemies foreign and domestic, we have a duty to oppose the would-be king and his court. We join in solidarity with all people at home and around the world to defend each other and our communities. And there are people on active duty right now resisting as well. That's right. The cowards in Congress are why we can't depend on elections and politicians to save us. We must rely on each other. Frederick Douglass taught us, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. We must be united with one voice in our demands, and the politicians will follow us. We don't follow them. They follow us. That's right. Now, I emphasize unity because the fascists are united and gaining more power. We must work together to oppose those who seek to harm us. Okay? We must work together. Who should you unite with, you might ask? If you want a just world where everyone's dignity is respected and basic needs are met, then we ride or die together. But if you try to impose one way of life on others and prefer to cause harm rather than solutions, you are dangerous and must be stopped. That's right. Now, I know unity is difficult, but we must, I keep saying this, we must confront the united fascist movement together. They face much darker times than these. They had fewer tools at their disposal, fewer examples to follow, and a smaller coalition. We have global wisdom, our ancestors' examples to guide us, and the largest and most diverse Now, if you take nothing else away from today, please remember this. Build unity and community to prepare for what lies ahead. To quote Assata Shakur, it is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. I'm going to say that again. We must love each other and support each other. Can you say that? We must love each other and support each other. Ending in my words, we are here today because we know we have no choice but to unite, to fight, and to win. No kings, no emperors, no pharaohs. No kings, no emperors, no pharaohs. Thank you.
Way to go, Michael. Anyone on Assata Shakur, okay, remind us, bring in the history, remind us. All right, next up we have Jessa Davis. Jessa Davis has built her career as an engineer and cybersecurity consultant while also working to support humanitarian causes, including volunteering with nonprofits, collaborating with teams at innovation labs, and working with the United Nations Office for Project Services. In addition to her work with SCFRE, sorry, I didn't get the acronym right. She is a board member and chair of the advocacy committee at Queer Power Alliance and board secretary of Whole Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, executive director of Seattle Coalition for Family and Relationship Equity, Jessa Davis.
Alrighty, so I'm kind of librarian maxing up here, but I'm going to try to use my outside voice a little bit. So my name is Jessa Davis, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm the executive director of the Seattle Coalition for Family and Relationship Equity. I'm also here today with my friends from the Human Rights Campaign who invited me to come hang out, and I said yes to this before I knew what it was. So here I am, and I want to say thank you to all of you for coming to take a stand for freedom together with all of us. Thank you. Is that a little far away? Yep, cool. The outside voice is not working yet. All right. So as a transgender woman, I, like everyone else here, and all those who are being vilified and attacked by this current regime, what we want are just basic things, right? We want to live our lives in freedom. We want to be able to raise our families as we see fit, and we want to participate in our communities without fear. And yet, as has happened so many times throughout history, we're living in a moment right now where fear is being used as a tool to create division. That division turns people into categories, and it strips away our individuality. It reduces humanity into something easy to dismiss, to disregard, and makes it easier to dehumanize us. Some people, even those who might call themselves allies, say that the fight for transgender and gender nonconforming people has gone too far, that we've moved too fast, that we've asked for too much, right? Now, the right to exist freely and without fear does not cost anyone something, right? Not even elections. And there are others who would go even further. They seek to erase us entirely, while using our existence as fuel to justify expanding their control over the most intimate and personal aspects of our lives. And I'm here to say no, right? They do this by reducing each of us into labels, by breaking apart our humanity into neat, manageable boxes. But I believe that the antidote to the fear and division that we see right now is human connection. And as we approach Trans Day of Visibility, that's what this moment calls us toward. Visibility is a refusal to disappear. It's an invitation to engage, and it's a declaration of self-worth. Because to be visibly transgender right now is not trivial, right? It means navigating ridicule, harassment, rejection, and the very real risk of violence. It means, in some places, confronting the criminalization of my... Thank you. And by being here today, each of you has participated in an act of visibility. We show up, we create space for voices that are too often pushed to the margins. We refuse to let fear dictate who gets seen, who gets heard, and whose identity is allowed to be recognized as valid. Because when we center our shared humanity, and those with privilege and the safety to speak up, make room for speaking out for others, we create space for honesty, for complexity, and for care in our communities. And we cannot build that world by staying silent in the face of fear. We cannot build it by allowing division to turn difference into indifference. We build it by choosing empathy and connection. So as we approach Trans Day of Visibility, I'll leave you with this. What does it look like to you to build a community and a world where no one has to choose between safety and authenticity? How will you continue to show up and make that real? One way you can do that, and I encourage you, there's QR codes everywhere. Sign up for April of Action, get involved, be present in your communities and your neighborhoods, and celebrate visibility for all. Thank you very much.
Okay, she said it. There's a little bit of homework here. This is a flyer that's going around right now. So let's say there's all the ambiguous calls to continue action. You're like, but how? How exactly do I do it? This is a flyer that hopefully you've seen. If you haven't, people are handing it out right now in the crowd. And if you're confused about this, they're going to be available again down in Seattle Center. So the flyer's smaller than this, but this is the version of it, all right? Someone's like, it's so big. All right, we're behind you. Oh, wait, then everyone's facing backwards. That didn't work out. All right, let's try it again. Go, okay? Fired up. Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. There we go. All right. Let's go. And I appreciate that some of you were just saying that to the back of someone else's head, and that's my fault. That's on me. We'll do better. We have a whole march and then Seattle sit out? Okay, hold on, chill out, not just yet, because there's a whole month in between where we got to get active and volunteer. But these folks are helping to lead all the thinking in that effort. We've got Shimona Moreno, the executive director of 350 Seattle. Shimona is a proud Black and Latina woman, and her mother is an immigrant from Mexico, and her father a descendant of enslaved African people. These origins ground Shimona's work in the fierce commitment to amplify the demands of frontline communities hurt first and worst by climate catastrophe and the systems of harm. Pia brings over 20 years of experience and lessons in community organizing, along with nearly a decade of growth in the labor movement. As a migrant with roots in the Philippines, her first steps into activism began by educating and mobilizing fellow youth against imperialism and gender-based violence. She co-leads the People's Organizing Center team in innovating methods to build worker power, providing strategic campaign support,
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Oh my God, there's so many of you. Hello. All right. Like they said, my name is Shimona Moreno. I'm the executive director at 350 Seattle. It's a grassroots organization fighting for climate justice and just, equitable community solutions to climate change. And this is my friend and comrade, Pia Rivera-Jones from the People's Organizing Center at MLK Labor. We are both out here representing the 2026 Seattle May Day Committee. May Day is also known as International Workers' Day, and for those of us here in the US, it's been a major mass mobilization day for people who come here to work from all over the world. It's a day for workers, migrants, and immigrants to join together to amplify demands for justice, call for systemic change, and celebrate victories. Our coalition is made up of people and organizations fighting for justice on many fronts, defending immigrants and migrants, protecting worker rights and advancing union fights, holding corporations accountable for their violations of people and our planet, pushing our tax dollars to be spent on serving community needs, not war and the billionaire class. Yeah. And while on the day-to-day, each of our individual work and activism focuses on different things, we know that our struggles are one and the same. And it's in these moments of connection when we can extend solidarity across issues and perspectives, when we can see where our differences are and choose to move together by what unites us. Yeah. We are all the more powerful and have the potential to make change when we uplift each other and combine efforts through mass movement building, because when we fight,
we win. Yes. I am so proud to be here sharing this space with you today, sharing the streets. By combining power of unions and grassroots organizations like Tanggol Migrante and the Defend Migrants Alliance, we have been able to release at least 3 union members from detention from the Northwest Detention Center in Tacoma.
You did it, Pia.
Yes, right? And we are going to continue these fights. You will hear more about those victories at May Day, so please come to May Day. But today, I would like to share a recent workplace victory that shows that when workers, migrants, and immigrants unite and fight, we do win. 2 of our May Day committee organizations collaborated when the University of Washington retaliated against food service worker, Mika, who is a migrant from the Philippines. Mika was organizing with her coworkers for better working conditions at UW Hospital, and they retaliated by firing her. So her union, WFSE, the Washington Federation of State Employees, Local 1495, teamed up with the grassroots group Migrante sa U to wage a 1.5-year-long fight to win Mika's reinstatement with full back pay. Yes. That is the power we have. That is the power we can wield. Migrants joined together to move past their fear, to stand up to their bosses at the UW's hospital administration. Workers asserted their collective rights to collective action. And through all of this, we showed what it means when we recognize that an injury to one
is an injury to all. Many of the villains, targets, root causes of our distinct fights are the same. For example, oil companies and their execs helped Trump and many Republicans get elected into office. They're at the center of many wars across the world. They are the drivers of the climate crisis. And as we speak, they are actively trying to find a way to avoid accountability and to escape paying their fair share in the climate disaster damages, while they make record profits off of war again. A bunch of us are tabling at the end of this march. We're gonna shout some of our people out, so come talk to them when you see them.
SEIU 775.
SEIU 6.
One America.
International League of People's Struggle.
Seattle DSA.
Seattle Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression.
350 Seattle, they're out here canvassing right now for their Make Polluters Pay campaign.
Ow! Whose streets are streets?
Puget Sound Safe.
Latino Community Fund.
UFCW 3000.
Protect 17.
North Seattle Progressive.
Defend Migrants Alliance. And there's more. And we'll see you all back out here again at noon, May 1st, May Day.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When migrants' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
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 Join the fight. See y'all on May 1st.
Kill it! That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm ready to go. Dang, let's get to work. All right, here's our final speaker, y'all. Final speaker. This is a special one. So, we took a trip out to Minneapolis right after Alex Preddy's murder. I guess this is the part where I should tell you who I am. Golly, man. They're like, who is this guy yelling at us for an hour? Man, my name is Charles Douglas. I'm the executive director of Common Power. Common Power is an organization that sends volunteers all around the country to knock on doors. We've got an election to win, y'all. I don't know if you heard about the midterms, but we got work to do. We got work to do. That is the offensive side. On the defensive side, though, we have to protect our homes. And so when we heard about what was going on in Minneapolis, I took with me the leaders of Seattle Indivisible, West Seattle Indivisible, and other folks here, and we learned directly from the people on the ground in Minneapolis who are pushing back against this administration with some of the most effective and innovative methods that we have ever seen. And we went to DHH Church, where the pastor there had turned his entire church into one of the largest mutual aid hubs in Minneapolis. And now we brought him here to talk to you all. Pastor Sergio Amezcua, our keynote, is a senior pastor at Dios Habla Hoy, a bilingual church, and latest numbers on how many people they've helped to date since December of last year, December 2nd of last year only. 53,000 boxes distributed of food and supplies. Over 1.85 million pounds of food delivered to immigrant families in Minneapolis area. Over 171,000 people reached and over 10,000 volunteers mobilized. I bring to you somebody who is leading not just ideas and talking points, but the real work of neighbors helping neighbors. Pastor Sergio, please.
Hello, Seattle. Blessings to all of you. I want to thank you for inviting me. I want to thank you for visiting Minneapolis. I know about 100 people were there in February, and we couldn't do this without you and without your support. I really appreciate it. I want to give you another statistic about help and community action that we're doing in Minneapolis. We have over 10,000 volunteers, and 98% of them are white. I'm gonna repeat that. 98% of them are white. We cannot do this without you. Unidos somos más. United, we are more. See, politicians are good on dividing our communities, but we're not gonna let them drive our movement. We're gonna be together. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what you believe in. I'm gonna bless you, I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna help you either way. We have too many politicians now speaking in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. But those are words, and they do something totally different of what the gospel teaches. The gospel teaches to love each other, to love your neighbor, to feed the hungry, to welcome the stranger. And we need to get these politicians accountable. Most of them, they're not answering to your phone calls. They're not answering to our prayers. They're not answering to our phone calls. They're answering to their campaign donors. And we cannot let that happen anymore. We have something else going on in the White House, and they want Christian nationalism. Believe me, I'm a pastor, but I don't need the government to tell you what to believe in. No, no, no. Jesus will never approve that. You're welcome to believe whatever you want to believe. That's freedom of religion. I don't care whether you're Muslim, whether you're atheist, agnostic, whether you're a member of the LGBT community. I love you, and you're welcome to believe whatever you want. I'm going to preach love. I'm going to preach Jesus, and we're going to get together behind our movements. It's time for religious people to put their mouth where their money is. They're good at preaching, they're good at prayer, but when there's call to action, they're very slow. But I'm gonna welcome all the faith leaders to join us in this movement. We don't believe in men kings. We don't believe you either way. I'm not here to hate. I'm here to let you know that whatever happens in Minneapolis cannot happen in Seattle. We better send a message to the government that united we are more, and united we're together and stronger. They're not gonna dictate the way we live. They're not gonna dictate who is your neighbor and who is not your neighbor. Because our neighbors, regardless of their background, regardless of their document status, they're human beings and they need our help. So we the people are stronger than any human king. When I say eyes, you say ow. Eyes. Eyes. When I say king, you say ow. Kings. Kings. America, a nation of immigrants. You know, Martin Luther King had a dream, and we enjoyed those benefits of his dream. But somehow, politicians have taken us into a nightmare. Seeing mothers arrested, little children in detention facilities. This is not America. This is racism in the name of patriotism. We're not gonna stay for that. We're gonna raise our voices, and we're gonna say no kings. When I say kings, you say kings. Eyes. We don't need those things in our society now. What we need is to love each other, to help each other, and to respect each other. I'm calling you to unity. I'm calling you to get together with your neighborhood. I'm calling you to get organized. I'm calling you to sign up once this march is over, to get involved in something. And you might feel small. Believe me, December 2nd, I feel this small. I saw ICE activity in Minneapolis like if I was back in Mexico. When I say Stephen Miller, you say, ow! Stephen Miller! Stephen Miller! I believe he's the root of all evils in there. And we need them out. So this November, we better get our action together. We better vote. We better invite our neighbors to vote. In Minneapolis, the ICE were in Minneapolis December, January, February, and March. And because ICE had 3,000 agents in there, Minneapolis or Minnesota has less than 1%, listen to this, less than 1% of the immigration community in the whole United States. So why did Donald Trump send an army to Minneapolis? Why? Because he's targeting his political opponents. There is no difference between Donald Trump and Maduro or Chavez. No. They're targeting their political opponents, and the community and the neighbors are suffering the consequences. So when I say ICE, you say ICE. ICE. We need to get together, Seattle. We need to get together. I'm here because 100 of you decided to go there and stand with us. And I'm going to be here. If they call me, I'll be here to help. I'll be here to volunteer. And I'm going to come back anytime you ask me to come back, because Seattle has the potential to lead the way. And I believe the No Kings rally that we're having here, it will not be the last one. The federal government better get ready, because we're going to send a sign that no matter how many times they mock us or they make fun of us, we have power. And our common power is our vote. Our common power is our vote. That's why when I say Donald Trump, you say Donald Trump. Vamos. Gracias, gracias a todos. I want to close with this. I will not bow to fear left behind. I'm going to share a story with you. In 2020, George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis. And we have thousands of people protesting on the streets against the Minneapolis Police Department. Well, there were some changes after that. Come on. Yes, yes, thank you. The second group that showed up was the Minneapolis Police Department. Hear me out. Hear me out. In 2020, thousands of people were protesting against them. In 2026, we were working together with our Minneapolis Police Department, delivering food to people's homes. That's the power of unity. We need to get united. And I want to say hi to the people behind the stage here. Why don't we clap for them? Thank you for being here for that. We need to stand together. We need to put our words into action. We need to get a commitment out of you today. We, the people, are stronger. And we, it's not I in this thing, it's we, the people. Can I pray for you all? Can I? Will you give me the permission to pray for you? Well, Father, we come before you, Lord. We need leaders to stand up. You know, Jesus came here and declared war to religion because they cared all about power and they did not care about people, just like most of the politicians today. But Lord, I pray that an army like Jesus wake up. And even though there are some consequences, we're going to stand up for people. We're going to be the voice of people. And I'm going to ask you, Lord, to bless all this community. I'm going to ask you to bless the thousands of people here. And this is just the beginning of what you're going to do with them. And people will remember 2026 was the beginning of something greater. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless Seattle.
I didn't expect to get blessed in Cal Anderson Park, but it happened, y'all. It happened. This is no Kings. Anything can happen here. We're going to close up by, I'm telling you, a commitment to the work is a commitment to talking about the people who do the work. I'm going to bring up two reluctant leaders up here. People ask, how does this happen? How does all this, come on, come closer. How does all this happen? And it happens by people who would rather be behind the scenes and not on stage. This is the president and leader of Seattle Indivisible and West Seattle Indivisible, the co-chairs of this event, people who wouldn't get any recognition unless they were dragged up here. And they're going to help to remind us why we're here and where we need to go after this. But I want to read these list of demands if a bunch of well-meaning folks put together. 1, ICE out, abolish DHS and prosecute ICE.
2, stop Trump's wars, demand accountability and restitution for war crimes in the Caribbean, Gaza, and Iran.
Number 3, hands off our neighbors, protect our rights, and stop the scapegoating.
Not fund billionaire greed.
And mail-in ballots.
Thank you all for the work that you've done. We're going to hit the streets, y'all. It's time. It's time. Loosen up. Loosen up. Who's ready to go? Are you ready to go? Where are we going? I don't know. Maybe they heard of you. This is y'all know about the wands? Y'all know about gift shop? Thrift shop, my bad. You go to the gift shop, at the thrift shop, after the thrift shop. So the Wands is an American singer, songwriter, and musician known. This is maybe the blackest No Kings we've had. Okay? Come on, Cameron. Streets.
Happy time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, wait, I gotta do this. What's up, Seattle? How y'all living? You good? Are you good? I got a couple of things I want to say. I want to know, can you count? You sure? Can you count? I figured out something when I was walking up here today, that the president has the lowest approval rating we've ever seen. The majority of the people do not like him. And I was thinking, you know what? There's more of us than there are of them. Can you dig it? That the vote, that's not what they're doing. And that's why they got to go. Right? Right? Are you different? Because I'm an old black man, and I remember the stories my parents told me when you had to count jelly beans in order to get the vote. Where you had to solve some math problem, but they never put you in school so that you could vote. Ladies, remember when you could not get a credit card? If you're young, you better find some older person and ask them about it. We got it really, really good. I have a song that I wrote a while ago, and I want to share it with you because this is going to get our feet moving so we can take a walk. Are you ready? Are you ready? Run it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I want you all to look around, side to side, back to front. We have to take care of each other. All of us, all the time. When's it going to happen? Well, why not now? I have a very interesting question. Put one finger in there, would you? One finger. I want to make sure that you recognize there is only one species of human being on the planet. Just one. And we are it. So here's my question. Do we wake up just to stand alone? One is such a lonely number. Will we give up being on our own and start fighting together. What's this world coming to? Can't get my mind around it. All the things we go through. Every day another crisis. Wonder where I fit in. Where's my place among the people? When will we begin to save ourselves from evil? Can you tell me when, if not now? When will this ever end? Can you tell me when, if not now? When will the change begin? We don't all will this ever end? Can you tell me when, if not now? When will the change begin? Can you tell me when, if not now? When will this ever end? Can you tell me when, if not now? When will the change begin? You gotta realize there are hundreds of thousands of birds on this planet. Millions of bugs on this planet. Human beings, Homo sapiens, one. And we have to take care of each other. So the question I have right now is very simple. It goes just like this. When will we stand together? 'Cause we ain't got forever. When will we stand together? 'Cause we ain't got forever. When will we stand together? 'Cause we ain't got forever. Do we wake up just to stand alone? One is such a lonely number. Will we give up being on our own and start fighting together? Can you tell me when, if not now? When will this ever end? Can you tell me when, if not now? When will the change begin? Can you tell me when, if not now? When will this ever end? Can you tell me when? Can you tell me now? When will the change begin? When will we stand together? 'Cause we ain't got forever. When will we stand together? 'Cause we ain't got forever. When will the change? When will the change begin? When will the change? When will the
Yo, hold up, shut it down. Don't hold on to what is now. Don't fall.
My friends, it's time to get a move on. The march portion of this rally is beginning right now. I'm tagging in from my man Charles, but find the entrance exit way over here out of Cal Anderson. Be safe, look after each other, and no kings!
The wind has it, better watch your wrist, watch your time, cause I just grabbed it. This verse connecting both the north and south pole magnets. I don't really care if you call me obnoxious, cause while you talk Israel, killing kids with the rockets. So much smoke and dust, they can't even see these battle lines. I say land back, including the free Palestine. This is mass murder, they don't play it on television. How many displaced? Like 7 million. 30K killed in 3 months, most of them women and children. Stop the genocide, rise up for the Palestinians. Bullets in the back, bodies drop with they face down. Live it on the track, shock your tops, that's the bass sound. Check how we react, money flops like a shakedown. Economy subtracts, country stops, it's a breakdown. Yo, hold up, shut it down. Don't hold on to what is now. Don't fall through, cut it out. Rebel music, bump it now. Brainwashing through propaganda and same tunes. Who's watching genocide? This isn't fake news. Break beats, state truths, apocalypse, make moves. Take you out your deep sleep, we must wake you. Most settlers don't admit they were once refugees. Foreign policies like what happened back in 1973. This land settler state created in 1948. Raised on stolen land, seems like they born to hate. Violence escalates just like United States. 1776, genocide replicates. Truth will disseminate, recognize, emulate, strategize, rebel base, worldwide elevate. Yo, hold up, shut it down. Don't hold on to what is now. Don't fall through, cut it out. Rebel music, bump it now. Yo, hold up, shut it down. Don't hold on to what is now. Don't fall through, cut it out. Rebel music, bump it now. 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 Rebel music, bump it now.